So you guys, before you say hello to Gemini now, you have to fill a form. And you won't get the form from me because I'm too big. Yes, I said it. I'm big. And when you are big, you are big. So you reach out to Peace. Peace is going to give you the form, and then you be able to consider having a conversation with you. Why? In the highlight of my career as a human being in this life, I am interviewing. No, I have on set. No, on the show. Yeah. He said I shouldn't murder his name or he's going to come for me. No. I'll just call him SK. Afa.
Call the name. Try. Try. I told you the correct one. Try.
The thing is that I have something to usually occur. I don't like being told what to do. So
okay, please try. I've said the magic word.
You try. No, but do it the Nigerian way. Please, can you maybe a couple of magic words?
Do I come off like a regular Nigerian?
You do not actually. That's why you're Salem King.
I am Salem King.
You see? I said it.
Salem.
Yeah.
Thank you. We
have on set today Salem King. Just once I'm going to pronounce his name correctly because why not?
This podcast has not, we've not really gone far. I can still stand up and go home.
No, please now. This is the first guest that's threatening me on my set.
Exactly.
Mind you.
Exactly. You've met your match.
Salem, are you actually my match though? I mean, you don't eat.
We're going to find out.
You don't eat.
We'll find out. The fact that I don't eat, doesn't that tell you a lot? Doesn't that tell you that I can go, do you understand? Like I belong in the jungle.
Producer, put that jungle beats in this part. You guys, you heard it first.
Salem
said he belongs in the jungle.
You should be afraid. You should be afraid of somebody that doesn't eat. Don't go and say, "Oh, you don't eat, so that means I can beat you." No, you are overfed, so you can't move.
Ouch! Almost got me, but no. It means you're low on energy. You already said that your energy quota is running out, so it means very soon.
No, that part is because you are overwhelming me. That's all you.
I am overwhelming you. So you're saying people that eat overwhelm people that do not eat.
It's less about the eating and how many words you have to say.
I've been saying a lot of words.
That's the thing. Yes. So, I haven't been talking as much as you.
So you're saying I whereas before you?
Yeah, I got here and you started talking before the episode even started.
Because
they had not even hit you.
That's my job.
Your job is to talk.
Yes.
Is that a job description? Is that what's in the job description? That her job is
my
to talk?
Job is to talk.
I feel like you're full of crap. Somebody will not hear what because you have small colored hair.
Oh, remember your video you made that it was about depression? So were you actually depressed?
First of all, that's not what I said. I don't know. Every time people send me that video, I'm like, did you listen to what I said?
What did you say?
I said that I read a tweet where someone said, check on your newly blonde friends because they may be going through something.
So are you going through something?
Wait, I now said, I've not finished. Allow me to land. So in the video, I now said that I wanted to argue with the person, but I now remember that the first time I ever colored my hair, I was going through the worst pain in my life. Now, what I said is the first time. After that, I had done it several other times that were just for vanity
first
reasons.
cut is the deepest.
Are you going to randomly break into song on this show? That's going to be my 13th reason.
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Why would you hear me? You were singing badly. Anyway. Yeah, so I said check on your friends because you never know. Sometimes, we think, oh, I'm just doing it for fashion. But then you look back and realize, I was going through some things. That was a cry for help.
So was it a cry for help for you?
I've done it several times. So which one are you asking about? No, only the first time.
So you did it the first time and it stuck?
It didn't stick. I just wanted to do it at other times to prove that you can also color your hair
it was
vanity
just
reasons other than pain.
So the reason why you did it subsequently was to prove that the first time you did it wasn't out of depression, or the fashion for depression just stopped.
Can I leave? It was to prove that even though the first time it was for pain, other times didn't have to be that way. Other times it could be for joy. It could be just out of simple joy for life. Do you understand? Just being happy to be alive, being happy to be a beautiful man. Do you get? I don't expect you to understand.
I'm not supposed to understand. I'm not a man.
I said I don't expect you to understand.
I was just retracing what you said.
There's no need to keep stating the obvious.
But I have to support
I already
my,
said it once. There's absolutely
I
no reason
literally
for
have
you
to
to say it
support you
twice.
now.
I'm just this episode is going to be chaotic for the people listening because they are going to be like, why did I tune in to listen to two people fight?
Hi Salem, how you doing?
What's your business? The thing I don't like when you know how Nigerians will ask you how are you, then they will not wait to hear whether you say I'm fine or I'm not fine. Like how are you? Good. Have a great day. You know that's what you're doing.
No, that's not
Because,
what I'm doing.
but I don't know because do you care about me?
I care about you.
I don't know
You
that.
always dish out content that I relate with. Like this morning, I sent it to my friend. Like sent one to my friend.
Are you serious? You send my content to your friend?
Yeah, I sent it to her.
Oh, you're
The
not
one
a
you
bad person
did.
after all.
The one you did about patting yourself on the back a couple of
Yeah,
months ago.
yeah.
I just saw it and I sent it to her. Like, okay, you're absolutely killing it. So, yes.
So I helped you be a good friend.
No, you didn't. I took the initiative to send. You didn't help me in any way.
That's
I
what
could
I'm
have said it
saying.
myself.
Yeah, but like, what would
Like I've
you
said
have
it
if I
several
didn't
times.
make the video? What would you have had? To
I would
say?
have said it myself.
Yeah, but like I already
Because even
said
after
all the words.
sending your video, I added a note underneath.
Yeah, but you know the fact that you put a cherry on top of a cake
Doesn't make it a cake.
doesn't make
I
cherry
get
a
it.
cake.
Yeah.
You're
but
welcome.
No.
Thank you
Anyways,
for being supportive, but like thank me too for doing that for you.
and he said I was the problem. This just proved that I'm not the problem. I mean, you
Yeah.
guys have seen me like a couple of times. I was here all through season 2. Season 2. And now I'm beginning season 3 with this chaotic individual. But yes. And I've never had this problem with any of my guests. But we can all tell who the problem is here, but that's fine. They said we should be nice to our guests, so I'm trying.
He's giving customer is always right, but I feel deck this customer.
Like you took it out of my mouth. But yeah, so how are you doing actually? How are you, sincerely?
I'm alright. I'm a little sick.
Because
I
you're
have
not
a
eating,
cold.
but
That's
that's
why I
fine.
sound like. I wish my voice naturally sounded like this, but this is not how I sound. I have a terrible cold, so I'm a little uncomfortable.
Oh, do you want us to like put up the AC?
No, I'm fine. I'm good. I'll get hot if it's off. I'm in Abuja for a few days. I moved to Lagos. Lagos is crazy.
I was going to get to that.
Yeah, so every month or every month or two, I come to Abuja and just stay with my parents for like a week to detox, you know, and eat free food and not worry
Very
about
important.
my reality. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing now. But you guys managed to drag me out this morning to come and work. But yeah.
So a couple of days ago, I was having a really hard time at work, and I called my mom.
Yeah.
I called her up and I was like, I'm tired. And then she goes, oh, don't worry, everything's going to be fine. Just keep moving. So the funny thing is that my English name means hardworking. And I absolutely hate it. Like, I hate it so much. Like, I'm like, you gave birth to a fine young girl and you decided to name her hardworking. Why? Like, I want a name that means Obiageli. Just come and enjoy. But they say no. So I decided that day after that call, because I felt better after the call. Spoke with mom, spoke with dad. I decided after that call that anytime I'm stressed out, I'll call them. Why? Because
exactly, like you didn't ask to be here.
I didn't ask to be named hardworking.
Yeah, you didn't even ask to be created in the first place.
But imagine a world without me.
That was very easy. No, but now that you're here.
No.
Wait, no.
I thought we had buried the ashes, but now you've resurrected the ashes. It's fine. No, it's fine. No.
No, you're the one that told me to imagine it now.
It's fine.
No, I'm not like you. You know,
Yeah.
you said you have a problem with
Yeah.
people telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not like you.
fine.
So the moment you said, oh, say them, imagine. I'm the one who is the guest here. What anything you say I should do, like you said I should sit on this chair, I sat on the chair. You said I should speak into the mic, I spoke into the mic. Then you now said I should imagine a world without you. I imagined the world now. What did I do wrong?
Salem is safe. That's all I'm going to say. But go on.
But yeah, your parents did okay for you. You know, they tried. And I mean, they could have gotten anything.
I feel
else.
like you want to say something, but you're trying to be
Yeah,
nice.
you know, I'm just like, I don't know how bloody this podcast gets. Let me just rein myself in. Because I mean, if you start crying now, everything will just, you know. But I feel like you're a hard guy. Are you a hard guy?
No.
Are you serious?
I cry.
So this is just like a topic stereo to
Yes.
wave off predators.
Exactly. Smart man.
I mean, yes, I am.
Content creation. How do you feel when you're called a content creator?
Honestly, this is going to sound bad. I was like a little insulted.
Why though?
But I mean, when I say insulted, I don't mean that in like, I mean, based on what I know about myself, I feel like I'm so much more. But I also understand that we're living in a world that isn't forgiving of people who aren't known for one thing. So if the one thing people have to know me for is content creator, I'm fine with that, you know. But like when I go to bed every night, I don't go to bed and think, Salem, you're a content creator. I'm like, Salem, you're everything you want to
Yeah, the
be.
shit.
Exactly. You're an amazing teacher. You're a badass teacher. You're a great consultant. You're an amazing, there's a lot of words, but the one thing I'm known for most is being a content creator. So I'm fine with that.
That's
Yeah.
cute. That's cute. So, if you weren't doing content creation, what would you be doing?
I'd probably be a musician.
House
Um,
music.
what?
House music.
No, not house. Definitely not house music.
What
Maybe,
type? What
maybe
genre?
pop, folk. I have no idea. I know I would just make music that makes me laugh.
Would you play an instrument?
Definitely guitar.
Sit.
And if I wasn't a musician, I would be a product designer.
Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. I, I find them interesting. Like I find designers in general interesting. Like when I have conversations with them, their entire approach to creating solutions is similar to how I approach content creation. So I always have very amazing conversations with designers, product designers, graphic designers, even industrial designers, all kinds of designers. I just really appreciate their perspective and how they approach problems from like a human centered point of view, which is how I approach content. So
Yeah,
that's
I
probably what
must
I'll
say
be
your
doing.
contents are very relatable. I feel like you're the guy that says everything we want to say but don't say.
Yeah, yeah,
In a
and
nice way, sure.
yeah, because I genuinely love my audience members, and my community, and being able to do that has come from a place of actually studying problems that are common with people who I find are in my community, to the point where I'm able to talk about those problems not from a, let me put this in perspective. When I first started making content, I wanted to teach people about how to live. But I was 21 years
Mm.
old. So like what can you really tell someone about how to live when you're 21? You haven't even lived. But I knew I had learned a lot of things from like my dad, the books I had read, stuff I had consumed. But I'm like, okay, so how do I share this information with people in a way that doesn't suggest that I have my own thing together? Because a lot of content
Yes,
that is
yes.
teaching sounds like that. It sounds like, oh, here's what I figured out. This is what you need to do. If you do this, you are wrong. If you do this, you are going to end up poor. All those kind of things. I'm like, I don't want to sound like that. I want to pull people into my story without taking them out of their own. And that's something that I thought about and I've consistently thought about for like the past 4 or 5 years, every day with every piece of content that I'm putting out. So um that's where that is coming from.
Makes a lot of sense. I was going to ask, so 10 years prior,
Mm-hmm.
what was Salem? Salem.
Mind yourself.
What were you scared of?
What was I scared of 10 years ago? Cockroaches, flying cockroaches.
See, see, I'll give you this after.
You
It is too much
don't
for
want
spirit.
them.
Oh my god. Oh god.
uh,
But I just want to tell you that that's a very valid fear.
yeah, that's they are dragons as far as I'm concerned. Flying cockroaches are dragons. Like as I'm thinking about it, I'm picturing events and scenarios.
Where it
See, let's not
happened.
go there.
See, no. It
Yeah.
was really, it was something.
Yeah, but what else was I afraid of? 10 years ago was 2013. I was 17 or 18. Yeah, I was about 17. I was in year 3 of uni. Um, what was I afraid of? Girls, I guess. Yeah, I didn't know how to talk to girls.
Now, you're fighting with one of it.
Well, I mean, I would have to. See you as a girl.
See, I like what Salem is doing. See, and I like that it's going to be on the internet so that in future, when I need to like pull up evidence, I have them in abundance.
Then
So that's it. Just no. Let's
allow
go
me.
on.
I'm
Go
the
on.
guest here.
Go on. Go on. Go
Yes,
on. Just
good.
go on.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Customer is always right.
Yes. Well, feed them. In your words.
I didn't say that.
It's on record.
Anyway, I think another thing I was scared of is just failing. I was in year three studying economics. I think I was in year three when I realized that I'd made a big mistake.
I
You know,
studying economics.
yeah. But I mean, I couldn't go and tell my dad, nah, you had to finish. So I was scared of failing, scared of like getting an extra year or something. I was also unsure about my life because there was a plan. It was okay, you go and study economics, you graduate, you go and study finance, and then after that you become an investment banker. There was like a roadmap. And at that point I'm just like, this roadmap is not it doesn't look nice because I'm struggling here. After school I want to have nothing to do with this. So I definitely had a lot of doubts about what I would do with my life, and all those fears. So that's what permeated my safe. So yeah, flying cockroaches, girls, failure.
FGF. Yes. Okay. Now that we know that Salem
There's
has,
no need to have like imagine you tell somebody your deepest, darkest fears and then they make it into an acronym. What do you want to print it on a shirt?
I might as well and send it to you on your birthday.
That's where the battle line, eh? The
Salem,
battle line, it will be
don't dare
drawn
me.
from Apo to Usetu.
See, I will track you down and I will send it.
Do it now, do it. You see.
Okay. When it happens, you guys will be aware that I want him. Anyways, so what are you excited about next 10 years?
Getting married, having kids. I've started seeing children in my dreams. So I'm excited to be a father, to be a good father. Yesterday I was having FOMO, They were doing Happy Father's Day. In church they said all the fathers and the husband should stand up. I was just like, oh, rolling my eyes. What is this segregation? Like, don't worry. Next year, by this time next year. That's one thing I look forward to, and I also look forward to the growth of the African creator economy,
Okay.
and how much like in a lot of ways that's something I'm trying to contribute toward, right? So with every video I make, with every move I make with my career, I'm not just thinking about my page and how to grow my stuff. I'm thinking about the ecosystem. I'm thinking about how many more people can I teach about storytelling, community building, personal branding, content strategy, so that there are more people who are able to be like custodians. And let me explain. For example, we see what has happened with Afrobeat, yeah, and Afrobeat going international. But for all of that to happen, there were people in the industry we had to have who were able to handle the growth, right? So we had to have a Don Jazzy, an Olamide, and a bunch of other guys. These are the ones we know. There are a lot of people behind the scenes
Yes.
who are able to like galvanize resources to make sure that when Afrobeat was like going all over the world, they were able to manage these artists, and leverage the growth, the stories, all of that stuff. That's definitely something I want to do. In content creation with content creators, and not just all creators as a whole. With the growth of the African creator economy, I believe that there is such a huge demand for our culture,
Yeah.
and we see our culture getting exported more and more. It started with music and then Nollywood and then our food. Every now and then on TikTok, you see like a white person who's like, "Oh, I'm going to try fufu for the first time." It's always hilarious, and there's people who attack them and all, but that's our culture getting exported, right? In Nigeria, we have burgers. There was no freaking burgers 100 years ago. That was culture that was imported or exported. So um, that's something I definitely want to be part of. That's something I want to and be a part of what's the word now? Facilitating and building and growing. So yeah.
So, working here for me has made me explore. Do I say talents that I didn't know that I could actually explore. So
Mhm,
I came in as a platform manager, I think,
mhm.
and a copywriter. So I came in as a copywriter, and
Yeah.
then platform management, and then biz dev, and then account management. And in order to fully live up to these responsibilities, there are lots of other stuff that you should know.
Mhm,
And sometimes I just think about it and I go, okay, with all of these that you can do,
mhm.
which of them are you actually going to focus on? Because it's a little bit beyond the now for me.
Yeah.
There's always a couple of years to look
Mhm,
forward to. So
mhm.
I'm just wondering, you mentioned that you had a couple of stuff that you are like an embodiment of a couple of other stuff, or
Yeah.
you're typically known as the content guy. This is the part where I say sorry because I'm nice. Anyways, like I was saying, you are known as the content guy.
Yeah. Whatever. Go on.
So I'm just like, okay, how did you know that this is the area of my life that I would like to amplify?
Mhm,
And then these are not going to be dumped, but they're not as amplified as this.
mhm.
How did you know how to pick this one? For people who have like a couple of stuff that they could do,
Mhm.
because a lot of us young people, the
Yeah.
older
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
generation,
Monk.
you say what?
Yeah. Monk.
It's come back. The older guys will be like, "Oh, you are always distracted.
Yeah. Your
This
colleagues.
generation." Oh,
Go on. Go on. We don't have all day.
okay, yeah. You see, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Let me answer the question. Let me help
Have
you.
I finished it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
finish.
yeah.
Sorry. No. No.
So the
No.
older guys, they will complain that we are often like we're like a very distracted generation. A lot of
Mhm,
things happening at the same time, and a lot
mhm.
of things are pulling for our attention. And somehow we try to give all of these different things our
Yeah.
attention at the same time.
Mhm.
And because of that, you know the old saying, "Jack of all trades, but jack of all trades." What's the word?
Master of none.
You are better than most.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of that going on. So I'm a newbie, yeah, and I have this plenty things that I like to try out that I
Yeah.
think I can do actually. How do I know that okay, this is the one I should focus on, and this should probably be on the side where I bring this out?
I hate to say this, but like you ask really great questions. Anyway, so I'm going to answer a bit from experience and then just give general advice. For me, I didn't know which it was going to be. It was something that just happened accidentally. Which is why sometimes I'm a little uncomfortable calling myself an influencer because I feel like that's something that happened accidentally. I just started making videos and challenged myself to make 30 videos in 30 days one time. And I had like 1.5 followers. And in that 30-day period, my following went to 5,000. So I went from like a normal Instagram user to somebody who was getting hundreds of comments on a post. And I just kept, I just felt like, oh, wow, people like this stuff. Okay, there's more where that came from. And I just kept making content. And at the time, I had a job in real estate. I was working in sales and marketing. So content was the thing I did on the side. I would actually go to work, come back in the evening,
And
then sit
create
down,
content.
write scripts, make videos, edit, and then I would post at 12 midnight because that was literally the only time I had. Um, and then some months later, I get an email from a brand like, "Oh, what do you charge?" For, I'm like, "Charge this thing where I did do for free, so I have to collect money." That's how I found out that I was an influencer, right? Um, I also had a lot of people sending me questions, asking me in my DM, how do you make your videos? How do you edit? How are you able to say so much within such a short time? You're an introvert. How come you're not shy in front of the camera? Blah, 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 blah. Teach us, we'll pay. And me, I was just like, you say you will do what? He said they'll pay. I was too scared to do a course at the time. So I did a free class so that, in case nobody learns anything, At least we wasted each other's time. So nobody will come and say, "Where's my 5K?" But I did the class. I taught everything I knew, from my own process, and people got so much value out of the class. Like there were all kinds of creators, the lifestyle creators, fashion, travel, and they were able to apply the insights I shared with them to all the other things they did. So I saw that, oh wow, this thing I know is transferable. And that's when I now got angry and now started charging for classes.
You
And
got
then,
angry.
I mean, and when I started charging for classes, I think there was one period when I made so much from a class in like 2 days. Of course, the class was not 2 days, but like the period where
Payment period,
the
yeah.
payment period was 2 days, and the amount of money I made was like 5 months of my salary. So that was just like, well, I don't need to do this job. So then I started plotting my escape. I mean, not because the job was any bad, but because I didn't enjoy it and I really wanted to do something that I enjoyed. So I'm like, okay, if there's something I can enjoy that can actually pay my bills, let me figure out how to make this a system now. And that's how I started doing content creation full time. So it wasn't like at any point, I put all the things I know how to do on a list, and arrange them according to, okay, which one is going to be the more prominent one, which one. Nah, I just went with where life was taking me. And what I would advise anyone is wherever you are, whatever responsibilities you have, whether you're passionate about it or not, just make sure that you're giving it your all, that you're giving it your best. In the process of doing that, you will find out the thing that should be your thing. And if you don't find out what should be your thing, you will know what you want, what you know for sure you don't want to be your thing.
Exactly. So it
Right?
helps.
You will find out. So like that, there's that clarity that will come to you on the road. So there's a lot of young people who are just like, sitting down and brainstorming what is it going to be. You will never know. Like that clarity is going to come to you on the road. Right. And then finally, there's nothing wrong with being a generalist. Of course, the world is not very forgiving of people who are generalists because people always want to work with someone who's a specialist, right? When it comes to parting with money, it's the reason why if you have toothache, you want to see the dentist. If they tell you, oh, see the general consultant, you're like, I want the teeth doctor, right? So most times we want to work with a specialist. I don't want to work with any designer if I'm building an app. I want a product designer. I don't want somebody like, hey, I normally do graphics, but I can do it. No, I want a dedicated product designer. So that creates a problem for people who are able to do plenty things. What we now need to do is put our ego aside and be okay with people not knowing us for all the things we do. It's okay for them to know you for one thing. Now, the more people know you, if people know you for one thing and you succeed at that thing, or you do that, not even succeed, but like you do that thing well, it increases the chances that they're able to trust you with other things. So we've seen that play out a lot in entertainment, where somebody is a musician and then one day they're in a movie. Right? It's so much easier to make the transition from musician to actor than from nobody to actor. So whatever it is we find to do, we should do well. And again, if you find that there's something that you are not planning to do with your life, but along the line that thing is getting a lot of attention, that thing is getting a lot of money, recognition, you should lean into it. You should check what's happening here, right? Maybe there's something there that these people are seeing, me, I'm not seeing. Because me, when I first started making videos, everything that was in my videos, I say this with humility, everything that was in like those first 30 videos were things that had been in my notes for 3, 4, 5 years. It wasn't new. So when I was making videos about it and people were like, wow, I needed that. Wow, that's groundbreaking. I honestly did not believe them. Because I'm like, people did not know all these things. How old are you? But it turns out they either knew it and needed to hear it again. Yeah. That's one. Or two, those things that came naturally to me, it don't come naturally to the majority of people. To me, it was normal. But to the majority of people, it wasn't. I think everyone has that thing that to you, you've just seen it finish. It's nothing. I normally cook beans every time and it's just beans. Then someone tastes it and like, whoa, this is beans. This is spectacular. So whenever there's something like that we on our own end, we've sort of seen finish because of familiarity, and then there's somebody else who points out that, oh, this is a little spectacular. Or even if nobody spells it out, but just from the reactions people have, you see that, oh, there's something there. we should always stop and lean into it. Because there can be something that you're not very passionate about, but it can be the thing you make the most money from, right? I like to think Rihanna is passionate about music, but
Beauty.
in all of her music career, she was worth $30 million, which is a lot of money, right? Like you can make 30 million and not work for the rest of your life. But she became a billionaire, and it's not from music. Now we're begging her to release music, and she's not answering us, right? And maybe she's not passionate about beauty, or maybe she is, but it's made her so much money to the point where an artist, that this has never happened, where an artist who has not released any album for 5 years is invited to headline the Super Bowl. Who are you? You know, and even after, she's no still drop,
She just gave us the tease and then she went back.
you know, and then she went back, you know. So if you are passionate about several things, it's okay for people to know you for one thing. Do that one thing well, because that's the place where people's eyes are, and then you'll be able to do all the other things. I'm a content creator, but that's not the only thing I do. You know, there's other stuff I do that I won't talk about, that I won't put out there. I'll just do it and pocket my money and be fine. You know, yeah.
You mentioned something about money,
Mm.
and as freelancers or like content guys,
Mhm.
there is no specific time frame. Unlike salary earners, that that at this time of the month
Yeah.
money comes in.
Hmm.
For freelancers and people basically doing content creation, you don't know when the next gig is coming in.
Yep.
You don't know. So 1 minute you're balling,
Yeah.
the next minute you're looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of faith for
Yeah.
money. What would you say is the best way to like manage money as
Yeah.
a content creator?
Yeah, that's something that I'm still figuring out. While I'm in the process of figuring it out, one thing I've done is someone else manages my money.
Okay.
But the first step I can encourage everyone to take is to first separate your business funds from personal funds.
If you earn from, like, example,
Yes,
I'm a full-time content creator, I'm a full-time freelancer.
yes,
So that's my business money.
exactly. But
How will I separate?
no. Your business is an entity that is apart from you. So as a freelancer, you need to begin thinking about what you do as a business. So it's just that you're the only person in the business, but there's a business and there's you.
Okay.
There are business expenses and there's your personal expenses.
Okay, see what I'm saying now. I'm a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
I live off creating content. So whatever funds come in from creating content is what I live off.
Yes.
So how do I now say, okay, this is business money and this is personal money when it's just one source?
That makes sense. Of course, like you're the one who will separate it. Let me be more transparent. So I have a manager,
Okay.
right? So every all my funds that come in, they don't come to me, they go to my manager.
Okay.
My manager gets a commission, a percentage of every single naira that comes into my business. Let me just 20%,
Okay.
right? Goes to my business, right? I have a registered business,
Okay.
right? So there's a business account, all the money, and that those funds cover things like if I have to travel, if I have to do an event, if I have to organize a class, to pay for my subscriptions, not my personal subscriptions, my business subscriptions, where I host courses, or how I run my podcast, or let's say I want to do a podcast now. It's not my personal funds that will pay for it. It's my all the money that I've
So
been
how do you
putting
get
away
personal
into my
funds?
business.
That's what I'm trying to
Exactly. So I said 20%. After I pay my manager her commission, 20% goes to my business. Another 20% goes to my savings. Whatever is left, that's my personal funds.
Okay.
Do you understand? So as a creative, you need to look out for yourself because nobody's going to look out for you. You know. So I didn't know how to do this by myself because me, if there's money in my account, it's for spending. Right. So I had to have my manager begin to manage my funds for me. So every amount, the business expenses, I don't have access to it. If I want something there, I need to justify it. I need to say this is what I'm using it for. I'm using it to pay for my newsletter subscription. I'm using it to pay for my epidemic sound for YouTube. Do you get? And then she will send me the money to pay for it. After which I will send receipts and say I've paid for this money you gave me. I've used it to do this, and that has helped me a lot because there's times when I am broke, but my business is never broke because I'm always diverting money to my business. My savings, there's always something there because every amount that comes in, I'm pushing it there. And that's money that I can't touch unless I'm dying. Right. Of course, I still have, out of the personal funds, I still have savings again. But that now pushes me to want to make more money.
Yes.
Because every time I make 100K, the money that is entering my hand as personal funds at the end of the day is like 55K. Every out of that 100K, everything else is going to my manager's commission, my personal savings, and my business expenses. Do you understand? So it makes me want to, I'm like, this 55K no be so how do I make 200K
Yes.
so
Yes.
that tomorrow, so, and that just keeps me going, and it gives me like a sense of security, because a lot of creatives don't have that sense of security. But I like to have that security. I want to marry. I want to have children. You
Want
understand?
to be a
And
daddy.
I'm not going to tell them that daddy is a YouTuber, so there's no conflicts. This money, I still need to be responsible and everything. So yeah, that's what I would advise anyone to do. First thing, separate your personal funds from business funds. Treat what you do like a business. The fact that you're the only one there does not mean it's not a business. It is a business. Because, and sorry, this answer is getting long, but he reached out to me via mail, right? If he reached out to me via DM, I would still make him send me an email because it's a business. There has to be a paper trail. If I'm working with you, I'm not just going to send you my account details. I'm going to send you an invoice because for record purposes. So there are other people who are freelancers that just freestyle. Like, oh, how much do you do this thing? 20 naira. Oh yeah, this is my account. No, like it's a business. We need to keep records. If I'm going to work with a brand, for example, you have to send me a brief. If you don't send me a brief, I'm not going to work because this is a business. There has to be like
Structure.
a trail, there's structure, there's prayer for everything. So even like whether you're a freelancer, that's something you need to take seriously. You can learn online how to build structure into your sole proprietorship business. Yeah.
I must say, I cannot hide my compliments anymore. Nearly try. Anyways, it has been fun. And Sam doesn't want to
I
leave.
wish I could say the same.
He doesn't want to leave, but he's just trying to be modest. Anyways,
It has been fun. Speak for yourself.
whatever, man. I don't know why we just meet somebody and be fighting with the person. Is that you, babe?
You bring out the worst in me.
I'm so glad. I don't want anybody else to take that place from yours. But before we leave, 5 quick questions. Very quick questions. So the first thing that comes to your mind when I ask you the questions,
Okay.
that's what you say.
I should not think.
Something.
Okay.
I know that you're scared.
I am.
But
I like to think.
but let's do this.
Yeah.
Favorite place to visit?
Abuja.
When you're supposed to be living here, you're visiting. Favorite food?
Yam. Fried yam.
You choking teeth.
Literally.
Favorite quote?
What?
Favorite quote?
Be so good you don't even have to think about algorithms.
Very nice. I was just don't know. Favorite book?
As a Man Thinketh by James Allen.
Okay, so until next time, keep watching Spilling.